All right, titling. Titling can be a little bit confusing. I'll do this video. I'll also show it to you in class. So you need to be in editing. Some people like to use titles over here. I personally go with the editing desktop. So if you look in your tools, you have a T for text. So you have to place, you can do the first one. If you wanted to make the title first, like I said, you can draw a box around everything, pick this up, shove it out of the way, and wherever the playhead is where your text is going to drop. So if I wanted to make a title at the beginning and maybe later I'll put something underneath it, I hit this type tool. I go up here to the space. So type tool, go up to the space. I get the little type tool figure. I'm going to click. It will give me a red in a minute when it loads, and it's going to lay that red line there, and that's where I would type. So I'd like common shots by Mrs. B. All right. Red means I can type. Blue means I can adjust. So when I need to make adjustments, I need to go to my selection tool, and you're going to end up with a blue box. This is an anchor point. The anchor point will always be to the left, which means if I center anything, my anchor point is here. I can pick up my anchor point and move it to the center. Doesn't matter, really. So if you roll down, you'll see it says text, common shots by Mrs. B. So that means that box is right here. If you push this T and you start laying all these little boxes, you're like, I can't type, it won't type. You have to find the one that actually is the one that has the type in it. This is where you can center it. And then I can also pick it up and move it. This is where I can choose my font. So you have all these fonts to pick from. Pick one that is legible for this project. Maybe I say I'll go with that one. All right. Whatever you pick, it'll go across the board. The fun part here is if you go down to appearance, I can change the color of it. And I'm telling you right now, you've got to put some sort of stroke on these so they'll stand out. And usually a stroke of a black line or a white line is best. And then the color for the text. So I'm going to go red, so it changes it red. I'm going to check the box for stroke. My stroke is only a 1-point pica. It's not very wide. So if I click here and I arrow up, see how the stroke is getting thicker? So you can go really high on the stroke and get kind of boxy squares. It's up to you what kind of stroke, how thick you want that stroke to be. You can also add a drop shadow. If I turn this on, I can change the color of my drop shadow. Say I want my drop shadow to be, let's go back to red. And then these are all the tools that I can use for this drop shadow. So I can make it stronger or more see-through. This is opacity. This is the angle that the shadow is coming from. This is how far away. So see how it separates from it? I can make it stick out a little further. This is how strong intensity out from the center. And then this is blurring your edges, making it fuzzy. So giving it a fuzzy glow. All right. You can also see how you could do keyframes, untitling, that sort of thing. I can also make it bigger by going like this. I can also tip it if you hover on the anchor point. So remember the anchor point's right here. So it is flipping off of the anchor point. So my rotation, I don't want that anymore. If I hit this reset, it'll go back to center. So there's a title. Simple as that. You'll want to make sure for your finished product that you put a cross dissolve at the front. If you have many things stacked, they all need a cross dissolve. I'd say your cross dissolve about 10 frames is good. So this one is 29. I'm going to change it to 10. Doesn't need to be a long, drawn out, big ordeal. You can also fade out. Now, here is my jump cut. So I'm going to go back to my text tool. I'm going to place my text tool, let it load to the red, and I'm going to put jump cut. See how it's brought the color over? I'm going to change it to a blue box, and you have to place it, and wherever you place it, it needs to be in the same place throughout the video. So if I decide that I'm going to put my titles up here in the left-hand corner, every time a title pops up, it needs to be in the left-hand corner. And it also needs to be just the same font, same color. I kind of like it in the bottom. You could do center, you could do left, you could do right, whatever. But I'm going to go on the left-hand side here, not too far off of the edge. And I have my jump cut. I can shorten it, make it as long as I want to hang out. So then it comes up, and then it shows up on there, and it fades out. Here's where you can change the transitions. Maybe I want to put a slide in at the front, and then I want to do the cross dissolve at the end. Oops, fell off. I'll pull it back over. And then you can also decide how you want that to, how long you want that. They don't need to be that long. Going over here to the next one. This is my insert shot. I might put that closer to the actual insert. Click the T, place it. Insert shots. You have a measuring here. And then I'm going to have to shorten it a little. And then I do over here to the next one. Title. Medium close up. So say I spelled something wrong and I go out. And I'm out here somewhere and I'm working and I'm like, oh crap, I just spelled something wrong. You have to click into that title. You have to click into type tool. Go right back. See where it hovers and it gives you a red line? Click and then edit. If you just randomly throw another line on there, you're going to end up with multiple text boxes and they're all going to be lined up, listed everywhere. So you have to be careful with that. You can also set the position without adding a keyframe, and you could copy this position and paste it to each of them. So say the first one is a position, text box position of 93 and 1000. So say I want 1000. And position 1000. So 1123.0. There, brings it back down. And 93 is in that spot, right? I can copy this transform, or I could actually copy this title, Control C, come over to wherever, Control V, you want to be out in an open space, and then go in and edit the text and change it. So maybe this is my long shot. Titling, once you get used to it, isn't that bad. It's just the first few times that it can be confusing. And if you start clicking and you say, oh, I put this in here. Oh, wait, see, watch. There's that one. And then you go, oh, no, here. Oh, and here. Oh, here. Oh, here. Now look at long shot. Here's another text box. Here's another text box should show up. And you just keep adding these text boxes, and then you're wondering why I can't find my font or I can't find that shot. Because if I were to go out and I click into there, it's that one. If I go up to this text and click into there, it gives me the red line around that one. So titling, figure out the first one, get it set up exactly like you want, and just repeat that all the way across, but you're going to just change the name. And then here's where you can make some differences in your transitions. You can, maybe this one I want to do a center split, and this one, some of the barn doors and things, it depends. It may not work as well because you have a small space. But here, it's gonna wipe in there and then wipe out. So you can do that with your titles. You can add transitions to them and make them different, but they all need to be in the same place and look the same throughout this entire video. So this one, I know what was my position was 93 and 1,000. I put 93 and 113. 0, and it will be in the right place because I've used the same position throughout. Same with this one. I'll go down here in position 93 and 1123.0, and it's all sitting in exactly the same place. Easy. All right, so titling, there you go.